Welcome to the Fit Dad Nation podcast, forging strong fathers and raising a stronger generation. It's time to get up or shut up with your host, Steve Roy.
Hey guys, Steve Roy here, host of the Fit Dad Nation podcast. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you listening. Thanks for joining me for yet another show here. And if you're a dad listening to this and you're struggling with some aspect of your health and your fitness, maybe you're just struggling with consistency, maybe you need some motivation or accountability, I encourage you to look at a couple of our groups. We've got a free private Facebook group with about 800 guys in it right now. You can apply to that group at fitdadnation.com/community. We also have a private membership program where we do monthly challenges and a whole bunch of other stuff to help keep guys accountable month after month, consistent with their programs, consistent with their diet. You can learn more about that. That's the Fit Dad Nation Inner Circle. You can find out what we do there, fitdadnation.com/inner circle. So today, I want to just be blunt with you guys because, frankly, I've seen this so much over the years that I felt like I'm compelled to talk about it. But what I want to tell you here, and I want you to listen closely, is this. The only way you're going to fail with your health and your fitness is if you quit. So a better way to say this is you really can't fuck this up. Meaning, if you're doing the right things for your body on a pretty consistent basis, I'm not talking about every single day, 100%, following a strict diet, 100% following your training program, but consistently, let's say the 80-20 rule probably applies pretty well here. You're going to make all the progress that you want, unless you're, trying to compete in something or something like that. But for most of us who are just regular dads looking to shed some weight, drop some of that extra body fat, build some more lean muscle, get stronger, feel better, have more energy, right? Those things that are associated with good health and fitness. The only way you screw up is when you quit. And the problem here is it's super easy to quit. One of the main things that I see is, let's say we start a challenge, for example. We started the challenge about 5 weeks ago, our 45-day Project 45 challenge. It's a transformation program, and there were a few guidelines. It wasn't super strict, but you need to follow a diet. You're following a mobility and strength training program, drinking a lot of water. And the problem is, someone will get going, and there was a guy that got started, realized that he bit off more than he could chew with overcommitting to the challenge, which is normal. It happens from time to time, and quit and decided, it was all or nothing. And that was not my intentions. I thought I made it very clear, and I hope to make that clear in my messaging is, you can't just quit if you realize, oh shit, well, I can't do all the things that I'm supposed to do for this challenge, so fuck it. I'm just going to quit and do nothing, right? That doesn't make any sense. So in this case, had this guy decided to stick with a couple things that he could manage, right? Maybe he just cut out fast food and soda and committed to a 20-minute walk every day instead of a rigorous strength training program and following a strict diet, right? Those are wins, absolutely wins, right? But we tend to look at things in absolutes, and it's either I'm all in or I'm all out, right? Or let's say you're doing really well on a program, you're following, you're eating healthy, you're feeling good, and a weekend comes, Super Bowl Sunday, and you decide that you're going to have a little bit of a cheat day, right? Which is absolutely fine. But that cheat day, right, turns into 4,000 calories worth of pizza, wings, chips, dips, beers, and shots, right? And then you say, fuck, I just completely destroyed my entire diet. Everything's gone. My gains are gone. I feel like shit. Fuck it, I'm quitting, right? Which is how a lot of us think, right? We don't realize that makes zero sense. Like literally, if you're doing the right things for your body most of the time, and you can do it for months and months and months, one day doesn't mean anything, nothing. It doesn't mean shit other than you're going to feel like shit in the short term, and that's fine, right? You pay the price. For example, now if I go out and I have a beer or two, I get hungover, which is pathetic because, that's my just tolerance is extremely low and I get dehydrated easily, but I don't drink. So am I going to quit because I wake up the next day and I'm like, oh shit, man, I knew I shouldn't have had those beers. I feel really tired. My workout's going to suck today. I want some comfort foods. Screw it. I'm just going to quit. Right. That's ridiculous. But so many of us think like that. And I'm really trying hard to just share my thoughts on this because I honestly believe that the basics, and I talk about this obviously a lot, that's all we need, right? The basics of good health and fitness, again, barring any kind of crazy competition you want to enter, or if you're trying to achieve some low body fat percentage or whatever it might be, for the average guy, following the basics 80% of the time for months on end, right? Not a couple of weeks, but let's say 6 months, 9 months, a year, 80% or more, strength training 3 times a week, adding in some conditioning work, walking a lot, stretching, doing dedicated mobility, drinking a lot of water, half a gallon to a gallon a day, getting outside for fresh air and sunlight, getting a little bit more sleep, better quality sleep, shutting down the TV and the iPad and all that stuff a little bit early maybe, and then managing your stress levels because that will mess you up too, and I know because it's happened to me many times. Just doing those few things, obviously, eating a high-quality diet is at the top of the list there for body composition and your energy, your overall energy, and just not eating like an asshole. I mean, I'll really dumb it down to that, right? You know what makes you feel good, what makes you feel lousy. And I'm not talking about short-term highs from sugar and junk like that. I mean, how you feel after eating a number one meal at McDonald's versus, going home, having a nice lean steak, maybe a nice potato with a salad. You'll notice a big difference once you start, eating much healthier if you've been on a binge of bad, crappy foods like I was even recently, as few as a few months ago. I was eating a lot of that junk, and when I switched my diet over and really cleaned it up, I literally felt that within 2 days I felt so much better. My sleep improved dramatically just almost overnight, just from cutting out all that garbage. And so those few basics, that's all you need to focus on 80% of the time or more, okay, month after month. And it's not that hard, guys. It's really not. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to think, oh my God, I have to do all of this or nothing. Just do the best you can with those basics. Stay consistent with it. Your body is going to reward you. If you have a cheat day or whatever, if you have a blowout, if you get hammered on a Friday night, whatever, you eat a whole pizza, you eat 2 pints of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, whatever. It doesn't mean anything. It does not mean anything. Again, I'm not going to feel so great afterwards. That's fine. But there's no reason to quit. That's absolutely no reason. It just doesn't make any sense. But the problem is people do it. And I do not want you to do that. After all, I mean, guys, we're here for the long term, right? There isn't a dad listening to this that doesn't want to live a long, healthy, happy, energetic, vibrant life. Everybody wants that, right? And it's not happening. If you're listening to this and you're, 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight, you're struggling with energy every day. You don't like looking at yourself in the mirror. You don't take your shirt off at the beach, right? You don't feel sexy, when you take your clothes off in front of your wife. It's a shitty place to be. And again, I'm not judging you guys at all because I have been there many times in my life over the last 20 years. I've gone in some waves when I was married, after I got divorced. So please don't think that I'm judging you, but I can just speak from experience that it's a very tough place to be. It sucks. And I just want you to really understand the message here and just know that you cannot fuck this up as long as you just follow a few of those basic things. Don't get sidetracked. Don't go off the deep end. Don't get sucked into some internet fad diet, low-calorie bullshit, whatever. A lot of that stuff is designed for short-term success so they can sell more stuff, diets and programs. Usually they're low-calorie or no-carb diets that produce rapid weight loss but don't really help you health-wise and don't maintain your lean body mass, right? Those are the types of things that people get excited about, and then they realize once that it's not sustainable for them, they quit and say, fuck it, I can't do it. Nothing works for me. I'm just going to, go back to doing what I was doing because at least I was happy because I was eating, Pop-Tarts and doing whatever I wanted to do, right? And that's how a lot of us think about that stuff, right? Fitness isn't about sacrificing and being miserable and trying to force yourself into a particular way of life that doesn't work for you, right? And I've talked about this plenty of times before. Don't follow a diet because one of your coworkers says it's awesome, right? And it worked for him. You have to look at, does this make sense for me right now with my current lifestyle, with my current resources, with the foods I like, with my time schedule? All those things have to play a factor in whether or not any particular approach to eating is going to work for you. Again, it has to be healthy, it has to get you results, it has to be sustainable, but it doesn't mean it has to be low carb, high carb, keto, carnivore, paleo, primal, whatever. It doesn't have to be any of those things. It can be one of those things. It could be a combination, whatever. Again, it's got to be healthy, right? You need to follow a healthy diet. There's no way around it, right? There has to be some sacrifice. You can't just continue to eat garbage and garbage and garbage. You're just never going to see the results that you want ever if you continue to do that. So just keep that in mind, please. When you're listening to this, take this, everything that I'm saying. And again, I'm not the be all end all in the fitness space. I'm just speaking from experience and I'm trying to be honest. I'm not selling you anything here. I'm not pitching you on anything. I'm just telling you that getting fit and staying there is not complicated at all. It's very, very simple. Again, obviously we know it's not easy because there's a lot that goes into it, but maintaining and being consistent with just those basics is a very big struggle for so many guys because life gets in the way. We're full of excuses. We're full of shit. This happens, right? It happens a lot. And I just want you to think about that for a minute and look at, take a snapshot of where you're at. Are you happy with your health? Yes or no? Are you happy with your body? Yes or no? Are you happy with your confidence? Yes or no? Right? If you're getting a lot of no's in there, you have to change something. So change small. You don't have to revamp your entire world in the name of fitness because that doesn't work either for the most part. Right? Pick a couple things that you can control that work for you. Right? Cut out soda or replace, regular soda with diet soda, or replace your sweet tea with water. Find some alternatives, whatever can work for you. Maybe you don't eat out every single day. Maybe you cook 1 or 2 meals a week, and that's a difference maker for you. Maybe you cut out, something really heavy like the breads and the pastas that you're eating a lot of, and just maybe add a couple more vegetables, right? Something simple like that. And those little wins will build and eventually lead to bigger wins. And so I look at health like a long-term game because it is, right? This is all we've got, guys. I see it day in and day out. Guys that are younger than me, I just turned 50. There's guys that I know in my groups, my clients in their 30s that have a body and their whole system is like that of a 60-year-old, right? The way they move, their strength, their blood work, right? Their numbers, everything is terrible. And it's because they've just neglected themselves for so long that that's what happens, right? And again, you don't have to go all in and say, it's all or nothing. A few small steps, but whatever you do, don't quit. Again, you go on vacation, you're off for a week, don't quit, right? You get COVID and you're down for a month. Don't quit. Yeah, you're going to get sidetracked. Everybody gets sidetracked. Everybody. The most elite athletes in the world get sidetracked. Everybody gets sidetracked. It's part of your life. You just have to overcome it, deal with it. I've had a couple surgeries on my elbow that have put me out for over a month. I've had shoulder injuries. I've had hip bursitis that was killing me. Like literally, it was so painful, right? Yeah, and I'm out for a bit, and then I get back on it. I've been out for a month. I come back to it. I've been out for 3 months. I come back to it, and guess what? 50 years old, right? My body fat is pretty low. I'm pretty strong. I feel pretty good. I'm pretty lean. And it's just because I'm always coming back to it. I'm not anything special. I'm not some kind of elite athlete. I never was an athlete my whole life. And I didn't play any sports other than Little League. I just wasn't an athlete. I was always a scrawny little twerp. I just started training in my early 20s. And throughout the years, I just came back to it. And so wherever you're at, start where you're at. You're not going to, be in killer shape immediately. It's going to take years, just like it took years for you to get where you're at. Okay? 40 pounds of fat that took you 30 years to accrue is not going to fall off in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. It's going to take a long time for you to lose that the right way. But again, who fucking cares? Who cares how long it takes, right? This is your life. If it takes you 2 years to lose 50 pounds, guess what? You're going to live those 2 years anyway. What does it matter if it took 2 years or 5 years, right? What you're doing now isn't working. You're just sitting on your ass, not losing that weight. Maybe you're feeling sorry for yourself, or you feel like, nothing's going to work for you, or there's some other excuse that you have, right? I've been there. I made plenty of excuses in my life. And, at 50, through my surgeries and all my other freaking problems, I'm just tired of making excuses and feeling like shit. Like I'm just tired of feeling like shit and tired of being tired, waking up tired, going to bed tired, not sleeping well, not having the energy to want to work out, not being motivated. I had a very long stretch of that even in this last year. For months, I was in that space and finally was able to work my way out through a couple different things and, again, recommitted to my health. And here I am, right back at it, doing what I know I need to do. Far from perfect, but I'm hitting my goals. Lost 10 pounds in the last month, and I'm not a big guy, so that's significant for me. I went from like 196 to 186, about 6 feet tall. So, I don't have like a ton of weight to lose, but for me, and I feel good. I feel strong. My clothes fit way better, and yeah, it's a win for me. It's a big win for me. So, again, guys, please, you're listening to the show. If you're still listening to the show right now, please, 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 do not quit. Stick with the basics. Treat your body right. Don't eat like an asshole. And do the best you can to stay as consistent as you can for as long as you can. That's where your results are going to come from, not from hopping around from diet to diet, program to program. That's not going to work for you. That does not work. Stop relying on supplements. Stop relying on external things. Look internally. Know that you can do it because you absolutely can. I've seen some huge turnarounds in my life. You can absolutely do it. Just please don't quit. Do the right things for your body, and your body will reward you. I promise you. Thanks for listening. We'll catch up next week.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, if you want more information, check out the Fit Dad Basecamp group on Facebook. And don't forget to stop by fitdadnation.com. Until next time, keep kicking ass and taking the next step. You can do this, Dad.